A tragedy in Boulder City. Police say a Metro police officer killed his wife and son before killing himself. I'm John Huck.
I'm Olivia Fierro. The officer even set his own home on fire. We have team coverage for you tonight of these shocking crimes. Fox 5's Elizabeth Watts with emotional reaction from a former colleague of the officers.
But first, we'll take you live to Boulder City, where Fox 5's Doug Johnson has been covering this story all day for us. Doug.
Yeah, well, John and Olivia, certainly a long day for investigators out here on scene. Now, currently, Henderson police are heading this investigation at the request of the Boulder City Police Department, but a lot of neighbors that lived out here tell us they weren't even aware there was a Metro lieutenant living on their street, and they're horrified tonight at some of the things that police say he did.
There might be a man in with a gun that might be trying to hurt himself.
David Gossard lives next door to Metro Police Lieutenant Hans Walters in Boulder City. The horrifying tale of his neighbor's actions is difficult for him to believe.
He was a very nice man, very pleasant, so it was very quiet.
It all started when police say a man called 911 around 8:20 a.m. with a disturbing confession.
The male resident claimed that he had killed his wife and child and setting the house on fire.
Boulder City officers arrived and saw the flames and the lieutenant in the front doorway with a gun in his hand. That's about when Kelly Teeterman shot this video across the street and didn't know what was happening.
I knew something, it wasn't good because the policemen obviously were out here with their guns.
Police say the lieutenant did not listen to officers' commands to drop the weapon, and instead he went back into the burning house.
He likely killed himself at that time.
Once the fire was out, SWAT entered the home, finding 3 dead bodies inside, now believed to be the lieutenant, his wife, and his son, who Gossard says is just 5 years old. Police would not confirm the lieutenant's identity, only given his rank and saying he was a 20-year veteran of the department. But the Clark County Assessor's website shows Hans Walters, shown here in this 2005 interview, owns the house.
See, I never knew he was an officer.
Gossard can't figure out why his neighbor would do something so heinous.
Why did he, lose his capacities and decide to do all that, Those questions will never be answered, I guess.
Now, there is a memorial that's been set up here in front of the home. A lot of neighbors coming and bringing candles and flowers. Apparently, that 5-year-old son did go to kindergarten at the nearby elementary school here in Boulder City. At least that's what neighbors are telling us. We have not confirmed that with the school district as of yet. Now, police would not tell us a cause of death for the 3 people inside of this home. But this could have been a lot worse because apparently, according to police, the lieutenant did threaten to kill any officers that would respond to this fire. And when they got here on scene, those officers were not fired upon by the lieutenant. The lieutenant did not shoot at them. He instead went inside and took his own life. But again, it could have been a lot worse. Reporting live tonight in Boulder City, Doug Johnson, Fox 5 News, local, Las Vegas.
So many questions for people living there, Doug, and as the gentleman in your piece indicated, there may not be answers for them. Doug, thank you.
And today's tragedy sending shockwaves through the community, especially the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, where the lieutenant served for 2 decades. Fox 5's Elizabeth Watts continuing our team coverage tonight. She is live in Metro headquarters with this part of the story.
Olivia, the sheriff gave a brief statement today. He wouldn't identify the lieutenant by name, but he did say he was with the department for 20 years. We spoke with a retired lieutenant who actually worked side by side with Walters, and he says shock doesn't even begin to describe the feeling. A community in disbelief after police say a Metro lieutenant kills his wife and child before setting his home on fire and killing himself.
What he did is the most unconscionable, dishonorable thing to do that I can ever imagine.
Retired Metro Lieutenant Randy Sutton worked side by side with Hans Walters on patrol years ago. He says he was a well-adjusted, hard-working cop, but none of that matters now.
There's no rhyme or reason for someone taking the actions that he did. And so, the memories that I have of him, they mean nothing anymore.
Sutton says he's sickened on many levels. He feels for the family, anyone who ever supported Walters, and those who trusted him at work, where he was considered a leader. Sheriff Doug Gillespie gave a brief statement Monday. He would not name the lieutenant, but said the department that's prepared for anything was not prepared for this. He offered these words to those affected.
I can only say that our hearts go out to them in this very difficult time. We will stand by your side and move through this unspeakable grief and support you whatever way we can.
Sutton says what unfolded in Boulder City is a disgrace to the badge and to the more than 2,000 officers at Metro who work to help others every day. Now, Sheriff Gillespie wouldn't take any questions out of respect for the family and to help protect the integrity of the investigation. He said it's up to the coroner to identify the bodies for the public. Reporting live tonight, Elizabeth Watts, Fox 5 News, Local, Las Vegas.
So many people will be impacted by this and just so stunned at what happened there today. Elizabeth, thank you for the report. Henderson police are handling the investigation for Boulder City. Metro says they will give them any assistance they can and may have further comment on this case, but only when that investigation is complete.